Hello, this is Graham from letslearnthis.com. In this tutorial we're going to look at the for loop. Now in the previous tutorial we looked at the while loop, which kept going until a certain condition was met. But with the for loop it goes for a predefined number of times. Let's see it in action and then you'll understand a bit more about what I mean. So let's say for x in range open bracket 0, 10 close bracket, and then a colon, just like we did with the while loop or the if statement, and then on to the next line, print x. So what is going to happen here is it's going to go around the for loop 10 times, so between 0 and 10, and each time around it's going to print the value of x. Okay, so x is coming from this range 0 to 10, so each time around it should have a different number in it. So let's run it using F5 and see it in action. I'll name the file for loop tutorial.py. Okay, so it ran through, and just as we were expecting, each time around the loop it printed the number that was stored in the variable x. Now that variable can be called anything, so we could, for example, say for Bob in range 0, 10 colon print Bob. Okay. Now let's just comment this first bit out, comment out region, and then run it again. So you see it doesn't have to be called x, that's just a variable name. Here it's Bob, could be whatever you like. Okay, we don't always have to run through ranges either. We could say, for example, for x in you could put in your name, for example, hello Graham, colon, and then we can say print x. So what do you think is going to happen here? Well, let's run it and find out. So actually let's comment this out first. Alt 3. Okay, so what's happened here is that it's gone through, and for every letter in this string here that currently holds the value hello Graham, it's printed the letter. So it started at that one, ended on that one, and here we see hello Graham. Okay then, so what else could we do? Let's just comment that out. We could say what if we wanted to print this out 3 times, for example? We could say for x in range 0, 3, and then we can have another loop inside here which prints each of these letters. So we could say for char in hello Graham, print char. So what's going to happen here? Well, it's going to start running through this loop, and it's going to go through this main loop 3 times, but for each letter in these words it's also running through this loop. So let's see what happens here. Okay, so here we see 3 times hello Graham, hello Graham, hello Graham. Good. And if you remember yesterday, we could also use the break statement, just like we did in the while loops. So we could say break there. So what do you think might happen there? Well, it's going to run through this main loop, and it's going to come into this loop, but as soon as it prints a character, it's going to break the loop, come back out, and then continue on with this next loop until it's done it 3 times. So we should expect to see just the capital H there printed out. So let's try it, see if it works. And there we go, H, H, H. So the for loop is very useful for when you want to do things a specified number of times. Now we could, for example, replace these range numbers with variables. Well, let's just see it in action, shall we? Let's just copy what we had up here, put it down here, and we'll comment out this block here, Alt 3, and let's say y equals 0 and z equals 20, and then we could replace these numbers in here with y, comma z, and that will use the numbers that are already stored in these integer variables here. Okay, so let's see it run. And so there we go, 0 to 19. So it's been run this loop 20 times because y is 0, z is 20, and so we've just used the variables in there in place of the actual numbers. Now that comes in very handy in certain situations where you don't know what the numbers are going to be until the user's running the program. Okay, well I think we'll leave it there for now, and I'll catch you in the next tutorial. Bye bye.